can we end this podcast by addressing some comments that were in an Instagram post that we had? I want to say it was last week. Ethan put up a post.
Mm-hmm. Shout out EQ.
Shout out Ethan. On my personal account, and it got quite a bit of engagement. So the caption was, "What do you find most difficult about the sport of motocross? Let's discuss." And I figured maybe you would have some good things to add to this too, and maybe some helpful advice to people. I commented on my own post, not realizing it was my own post. Whoopsie daisy.
Oh God.
And I said sand rollers around a corner, I would say. But these answers vary so widely. I'll read a whole bunch of them. You can kind of give your thoughts. Her and MX says, listening to people say it's not physically demanding.
Oh, that kills me, dude.
I haven't heard that in a while. There was a common theme of that. I don't know if maybe I was just so sensitive to hearing it at one point that, or no, you know what? It was when I was in school.
School is a big one.
Yeah.
High school is a big one.
When I was in school and nobody rode dirt bikes in school but me, and trying to explain to everybody why it was so physically demanding and nobody understanding it, was like I just wanted to pull my hair out.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that one is so frustrating for people that don't get it. Or if I'm like, oh, didn't do too good at a race today, this past weekend, somebody was faster, and I'm like, aren't all the bikes the same speed? It's like, you dummy. I was like, you dummy, you don't get it.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So if you're in school or you're in an environment where you're hearing that a lot, that you're kind of engaging in arguments of it's not physically demanding enough, the only thing I guess you could do is nicely see if you can get that person on a dirt bike.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that you could possibly comprehend everything that goes into it unless you get out there and try it for yourself. And then you'll immediately have that appreciation. Because I think whether you're racing or practicing, or just like learning to ride a bike for the first time on a track, you're going to get exhausted so quickly. Yes. You could be the most fit athlete ever.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That's funny. That's such a true one.
Yeah.
Dirt Bike Dave said getting enough seat time with a sad face. That unfortunately is one of mine too. And that's probably one of the more common
popular ones.
Yeah. Probably one of the more popular complaints that I get. Is that it's just a time-consuming hobby in a sense.
It really is.
You got to load the bike up, you got to do the bike work, you got to drive to the track, you got to wash the bike afterward,
get geared up.
It takes forever.
It's a lot. The one advice I have for that one is just making it part of your routine. If that means you have to go to work a little earlier, 30 minutes earlier, so that you can get out. Or 30 minutes earlier to get out 30 minutes earlier, like, 4:30 compared to 4. I would do something like that. Like I had a bunch of internships and stuff, dude, where I would go to work in a suit and tie, and then at the end of the day, dude, my bike's in the back of my truck already. I'm ripping that off, and I'm Clark Kenting on the way to the track, But I'd say time management, but it's so common for anybody that's over 20 years old. I'm sure it's so difficult to be able to work and provide for yourself and go to school, keep up with normal everyday life and still be able to do this sport, which, like you said, AJ, it takes a lot just to load up 30 minutes for some people. I know there's moments where it took me 45 minutes. I had to unfold a trailer and a bunch of other stuff when I was living in the city, just to be able to get it hooked up to my car to begin to load. So, it's a lot, man. It really is. It's a lot. Finding those little windows where you can make it easier for yourself, or bring the bike with you safely to work, or have it already ready to go so you can just put it in the back of the truck and head your way there. I think that helps, but it's difficult. That's one that I feel like at some point everyone has to go through, and they're going to struggle with.
Yeah, that's a huge one for me. Having a new baby and operating a business, it's like I never have time to go out and ride for myself.
Yeah.
But it's also because I don't make the time either. So I think that's good advice. And you need to build your life around it a little bit. And the person that bought the Moto Academy Sprinter van bought it so that he could put the bike in the van to drive to work.
Exactly.
So that he could more quickly go from work to the track and get his riding in. not that everybody has $80,000 to buy a Mercedes Sprinter van, but if you want to be able to make it happen, you just have to build your life around it a little bit more. And that would be
Exactly.
like the same thing for me. I use this as an excuse probably.
Mhm.
I could and I should make the time to go out and ride a bit more.
For sure.
I
And you
need
don't
to.
have to make it 80,000. Like AJ, you and I both know those Econoline conversion vans and stuff like that may not be the prettiest, but they got us through 15 years of
Yeah.
racing, and probably we're both collectively worth $5,000 maybe. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's ways you can do it with like within your means too. Don't put yourself in debt trying to, be able to ride a little bit more, but yeah, there's some ways you can make it creative, but it's tough. Like I said, everyone goes through it.
If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, you can do so on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to send in your own video submission, you can join us in the Moto Academy family inside of the Moto Academy app by just going to themotoacademy.com. That's also where you can sign up for a class. Okay, guys, see you next episode.